Hi, everybody. This is Mark and John. Just 5 minutes with John and myself. John, I must congratulate you on the background. It's just an astonishing office there.
It looks great, doesn't it? It's real, would you believe? No.
I believe it. Mine is real. You can see the lamp behind there. I'm lucky to be out of the country for the month of December till mid-Jan. With a cough, I hasten to add. You've probably heard me coughing for the last month. It hasn't gone away. I've had an ongoing cold. And at this time of Omicron, we'd just like to send a message, John, wouldn't we, to anybody who's going through it, just wishing you well for you and your families. It's a pretty tough time this winter. And we just wish health for all of us watching and the families connected as well.
You said the dreaded word as well, Omicron. It's like,
I know. So today, John, our 5 minutes about how positivity increases productivity.
Correct. Yeah.
That's right. I'm just going to share the screen as normally do to get started. So away we go. So what we have here is the conventional pyramid that we use, John, within Goodfoot, aiming at building a big base, a good solid base of well-being, therefore a desire to work, and all the way up through personal skills, management skills, leadership skills, and exec work that we do to it. And I guess, John, this positivity and productivity is working at the base level, isn't it? It's building the desire to work, not just the obligation to work, but the desire to work within a team. Is that the case? Is that the way you see it too?
That's certainly the way I see it. Yeah, I mean, but we normally do this this little section, don't we? We do point 1, point 2, point 3. But certainly, if I was going to lead into this discussion, I would start with that as a point that if you're going to be successful as a company, as a manager, getting the most out of people is what you want to do. Creating an environment where people are going to thrive is an obvious thing to aim for. But there's a specific reason you'd want to do that. When people are happy, when they're positive, they're going to put a thing called discretionary effort into their work, and that means they're going to give you added value, extra value. Martin Seligman's done a lot of research, positive psychologist, about how people put in extra effort if they're happy, and those companies like Google have invested a lot of money and time in this to show that when people are happy, they put in far more work. If people are not happy, if they're stressed, conditions are not to their liking, yes, they still do their job. They will do exactly what you ask, but then no more. Those companies are not successful. Positivity definitely increases productivity.
Yeah, and that concept of discretionary effort is very, very powerful, John, because it is something which I feel all managers should target themselves to develop. And how much discretionary effort, i.e. unrequested energy and attention, stuff they don't need to do in the contract, in the contractual terms. What extra are they doing to contract because they want to? And that's where it changes, doesn't it? We do the contract because we're told to. Well, we want to do it, of course, but we can be told to fulfill our contract. But with discretionary effort, we want to. And that's the big difference in productivity between really highly productive teams and average productive teams. Yeah. And as I said to you as we prepared for this, that we may be getting great productivity just through monitoring people's skill base and equipping their skills and then working to contract. But our competitors are getting smarter, because as well as tracking skill, we need to track attitude. So if we think of attitude and skill together, skill is great, but without attitude, we end up working to contract.
Yeah.
Or possibly dipping below contract and getting away with it. I've seen that quite a few times because people are very smart. Yeah. With attitude, then we get the attitude with the skill, we get the discretionary effort and the productivity. So my tip in this is to constantly compliment and support the team on their attitude as well as their skill. So if they've done a good job, it goes without saying, we should say, great job, really appreciate it. I like the way you did this, this, and this. That should happen. But I would encourage managers also to compliment on attitude. I really appreciate your attitude. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for your intervention. Thank you for whatever it is. So people are getting thanks on their attitude as well as their skill. That makes them want to do more. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Mark. I think positive reinforcement is an essential part of any feedback. You know, I think getting feedback is a very, very important part of being a successful manager, being successful in a team. You know, feedback is something that we need, and when it's positive as well, you know, it's going to stimulate you to want to engage and communicate better with your manager. So yeah, great point. I was going to leave with just one last tip, and it's based around research, but I think it's quite an obvious one as well, that we create opportunities for people to develop, you know, in their career, maybe educational opportunities or opportunities for development in the team, you know, gaining promotion. This has been shown to raise positivity and increase things like resiliency to stress. What Seligman also said as part of this research into providing people opportunities was that it positively stimulates the brain, and it makes the brain function at a slightly different frequency. It increases energy levels physiologically as well as emotionally. So people start to feel more alert, they feel more alive, they want to be there. And one last point, if you create opportunities for people to thrive and to grow, you're tapping into a really deep thing, which I think you alluded to, which is their values. People are human beings. They want to feel like they're in control of their life and that they're going in the right direction. And that taps right into the heart of a person.
Yeah. I'll add one last story, John. This is our script. You've reminded me. I read it in Business Magazine 2 weeks ago, and I can't quote the source. I'm sorry, but anybody wants to know, get hold of me and I'll find it out. And this is a CEO who decided to do a survey on how people felt, and the feedback was they overwhelmingly disliked the CEO.
Great.
And rather than and the way he in this case was doing things, and rather than react, he said, "I've got to do something about it." And his productivity he maintained in the last year, because of his engagement and responding, has tripled. So I mean, his turnover has tripled, sorry, which is pretty good measure of productivity.
That's pretty amazing.
So the stats verify it. You deal with the emotional side of people, you get the rewards.
And you also link back to feedback again, don't you? You got feedback.
Yeah. Being smart at managing emotion is the key ingredient, isn't it? As we all know. Well, thanks very much for joining John and I. Yeah. John, I hope you get your office redecorated. Have a great Christmas time for everybody. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.